1. Bible records, 124 miracles. 5a. Miracles are those acts that only God can perform, usually superseding natural laws. Baker's Dictionary of the Bible defines a miracle as an event in the external world brought about by the immediate agency or the simple volition of God. It goes on to add that a miracle occurs to show that the power behind it is not limited to the laws of matter or mind as it interrupts fixed natural laws. So the term supernatural applies quite accurately. B. Miracles are also known as signs and wonders. C. Here we have one of the 124 miracles recorded in the Bible. 2. Miracle 5, supernatural death. Lot's wife turned into a pillar of salt, Genesis 19:26. A. Supernatural death, Lot's wife. Genesis 19:26 New King James Version, NKJV 26 But his wife looked back behind him, and she became a pillar of salt. B. Genesis 19 tells the story of the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah. I. Lot, Abraham's nephew, lived in Sodom with his family. His daughters were engaged to local men. Lot was sitting at the gate of Sodom, the area where financial and judicial transactions took place, when two angels came into town. Lot invited them to stay with his family. After a rather exciting evening, the angels made sure Lot, his wife, and his two daughters left before God destroyed the city, Genesis 19:13. As they fled, the angels warned them, "Escape for your life. Do not look behind you, and do not stay anywhere in the valley. Escape to the mountains, or you will be swept away," Genesis 19:17. 2. Lot ran, his daughters close behind. But his wife, from behind him, looked back, and she became a pillar of salt, Genesis 19:26. She lagged behind. She turned and watched the flaming sulfur fall from the sky, consuming everything she valued. Then it consumed her. The Hebrew for look back means more than to glance over one's shoulder. It means to regard, to consider, to pay attention to. The scriptures don't say whether her death was a punishment for valuing her old life so much that she hesitated in obeying, or if it was a simple consequence of her reluctance to leave her life quickly. Either she identified too much with the city, and joined it, or she neglected to fully obey God's warning, and she died. 3. We're fortunate to receive similar warnings. Ephesians 4:22-24 tells us to take off the old self that is ruled by sin and be renewed, putting on the new self that is in the likeness of God. Similarly, 1 John 5:16 says that willful, deliberate sin can lead to death. Lot's wife wasn't able to accept that. What she chose to value in her heart led her to sin, which led to her death. 4. The Bible isn't clear whether Lot's wife was covered in the salt that rained down with the brimstone or if her remains were dusted with a coating of salt later. But it is interesting that she is described as a pillar. The Hebrew for pillar refers to a garrison or a deputy, that is, something set to watch over something else. The image of Lot's wife standing watch over the Dead Sea area, where to this day no life can exist, is a poignant reminder to us not to look back or turn back from the profession of faith we have made, but to follow Christ without hesitation and abide in His love.